Morning, everyone. Linda Easthouse here again. I wanted to carry on with the tips that we've been doing on anxiety as we come up to our anxiety challenge starting on the 20th. So yesterday in the Facebook group, I posted a tip on doing a mind dump and just getting all your worries down on a piece of paper so that they don't have to keep running around your mind, reminding you that you're supposed to worry about something. Writing them down can be a big help. If you didn't see that post yesterday, go to the group, the Healthy Mindset and Lifestyle Community group, and read that. I think you'll find it useful. Today we want to go on to kind of the next step. You've done the mind dump, you've written all that stuff out, you've got the the ideas or the worries all out on a piece of paper. So what do you do next? Well, I suggest the next is interrupt your worry cycle. When you find yourself worrying excessively, find productive activities that you can do to distract your thought process. Keep busy doing something useful. You may get up and move. Exercise is a natural way to break a cycle because it releases endorphins, which relieve stress and tension. They boost your energy. They can enhance your sense of wellness. But I know a lot of people, when they're really excessively worried, can't make themselves get up and do something like exercise, or they're just naturally not the kind of people that exercise is their first go-to activity. So what else can you do? The goal here is to distract your mind with something that's completely unrelated and something different that focuses you and forces you to think about something else. So this is most effective if you choose an activity that you really like practicing a hobby or reading an exceptional book. And no, scrolling through Facebook and Instagram does not count. That just adds to your worry in most cases. You want to do something practical with your hands that requires concentration. So you might think about puzzles or crosswords, or even take up a new hobby like embroidery or knitting or woodworking or carving. Anything that engages your mind and your hand on something practical, something where you're actually doing something. For most people, things like washing dishes or folding laundry won't work because you can do that on autopilot. So the point is to distract your mind into doing something it will enjoy more than worrying. So if you don't have a good hobby, find one. It's time to work on that. In the challenge, we're going to be talking about looking at anxiety from the perspective that it is being disconnected and out of the present, not being in the now. We've talked about that on other videos too, but that's kind of the perspective that we're going into the challenge with. You'll learn to be mindful and to observe your worries from an outsider's perspective. No reacting, no judging, just observing them as if they were happening to someone else so that you can validate whether or not they're true for you. Learning the ability, gaining the tools to be able to observe them from the outside prevents that ramp-up cycle, and it prevents that spiral that goes on into the place where you're kind of out of control with them. If you can break that spiral cycle, then you can work on the underlying causes, and that's what we really want to do. Once you've kind of interrupted the worry cycle, been able to observe it from an outsider's perspective, then you can begin to change it based on the observing and based on distracting activities. You can then begin to identify where your thinking is causing the problem. Allow yourself to get in touch with your feelings and the underlying causes and figure out why you're having the anxiety. And for many people that I work with, the why is this happening to me is one of their biggest questions, and that alone causes it to ramp up and get worse. Well, when you can understand the why, then you can turn it down whenever you want to. Understanding that we do have control over our own thoughts, and therefore our own worries can be that light bulb moment that changes how you perceive them. Once you get control over your thought, can look at it from an outside perspective without judgment, without involvement, then you can go, oh, now I see where that's coming from. Now I see what's going on here. I can do something about that. And those are the tools we want to teach you in the challenge. Learning to stop worrying will be the catalyst that will change your life. It won't happen overnight. It is something that will take work, but you will begin to notice the changes and celebrate them and keep doing them until you can get your head separate, in line with the rest of you. You can get out of your head, into your heart, into the present, and allow anxiety to fade away. And we know it works because we've done it with hundreds of clients. We'd love to share this all with you in the challenge. Love to answer your questions below. Just send me a message. I'll be happy to hook you up with a link for the challenge and have any discussions you want to have on this strategy of distracting yourself, and maybe give you some suggestions of things you could try. The goal here is to find something that distracts your mind, occupies your hands, and gets you doing something different to break that cycle. Talk some more later. We have another tip tomorrow. I think I'll probably do the second of the energy gates tomorrow. So you want to check and make sure you watch that. If you missed the first energy gate, go look it up. It's really useful. Talk to you tomorrow.